Welcome everyone to this PEOF session titled Your Digital Community Platform, Leveraging Synapse to Map, Share, and Engage. So spoiler from the title, today we're going to talk about Synapse, what Synapse is, how the platform can serve you, and most importantly, what we would really like to do is also hear from you. How can this platform improve and evolve to better serve the community? As always, this PEOF session will have a live translation available through an AI tool. So my colleague Matt will shortly launch a tool that is called Wordly. A pop-up is going to appear on your screen. You will be able to select the language in which you want to receive the content. And as we speak, the content will be translated live in your preferred language. If you cannot find it on your screen, you probably will receive a message in the chat, and that's going to come in the next few seconds. There you go. Matt just shared it. So it's in your chat. As every PEOF session, a few housekeeping rules. We ask you to be present and engaged, of course, as much as you can. We acknowledge that the agendas are busy, that this moment of the year is also busy. So cameras off or on, whatever you prefer. Interaction the way that you prefer. And if you cannot interact now, as long as you share with us whatever you would like to, we are available so via email, in different calls. So we are here for you. But we ask you to engage as much as you can. We will keep the microphones muted in the presentation so that we avoid any distraction or issues with the sound. Please feel free to add your questions, your comments, and your feedback in the chat throughout the full call. And we're happy to address them either during the call or afterwards if needed. The session will be recorded. Of course, as every PEOF session, this is really your space. So it's going to be up to all of us to make this workshop interesting and to eventually make Synapse evolve in a way that can serve you. So we could move to the next slide. Today, as I've mentioned at the beginning, we'd really like to go deeper into this tool that you might have not heard of, that is called Synapse. If you registered to this session, then you got here through Synapse, so somehow you're already familiar with it. The idea today is to share how can you connect with the patient engagement and the broader healthcare network? How can you access the latest insights from different communities and share your insights so that you can contribute? But also we would like to hear it from you. So we would love to then in the breakout rooms show you a few of either the existing features that are present in the platform or of the upcoming ones and gather your feedback on how do we shape this platform in a way that can really serve you. Of course, I'm not going to be alone talking. So with me today, we also have Mafalda from the Synergist team, who is part of the Synapse team as myself. And then we will have two community champions that we thank deeply for joining us. So we will have Robert and Nobutaka, which will walk us through what is the value that they see in this platform, how do they use it, and also what would they like to see changing in that. So this is going to be our agenda for today. In the next slide, we are going to start with a quick introduction on the platform. We'll try to quickly show you the different features that are available. Then we are happy to connect and have a deeper demo if you're interested into it, but we'll give more time to hearing from you. So we are going to split into small groups. For 20 minutes, we'll show you a few features and ask you to let us know what would really work for you and how could we shape the platform in a way that makes sense for you. And then we'll close the session. I've shared that Synapse as a mission, the idea of connecting topics, people, and solutions to enable collective change. So Synapse is really a platform where you can connect and share with the patient engagement community and with the broader healthcare community. And it's a platform that can be leveraged for you to access latest insights and share your latest insights so that you can contribute. For us to understand how familiar you are with Synapse, so we wanted to start with a few questions. So there is a quick Slido for you. I know that Slido is not comparable for everyone. If you're struggling with Slido, no issue at all. we can absolutely receive your answers in the chat. I think that my colleagues will share the Slido code soon. Perhaps Mafalda, you need to replace the screen sharing now.
Yeah, indeed.
So the first thing that we wanted to ask in the meantime is if you're part of the PEOF community. So you know that within PEOF, we leverage Synapse a lot, both for virtual sessions and in-person ones. And the question is going to pop up in a second on the screen. There you go. Thank you, Mafa. It's coming. And I see in the meantime in the chat that we have quite a diverse representation. So I see we have people from the US, Mexico, Switzerland, Denmark, Nigeria. Wow. So many diverse backgrounds here. I see we have industry people, but we also have patients. Thank you all for joining us. And in the meantime, here you go. So feel free to type in the chat just to let us know or to use Slido directly. So our first question for you is if you're part of the PEOF community, so do you recurringly attend both virtual or in-person events? Or is this your first time, or have you attended just a few? Or I see that the person that responded so far is part of the community. And we have a first timer. Thank you for joining us, Amy. So perhaps while others let us know, let me just give you a quick introduction on PEOF. So the Patient Engagement Open Forum is a multi-stakeholder forum where the objective is for the patient engagement community to co-create solutions. We gather regularly over the year through virtual sessions like this one that help the community co-create solutions depending on what really matters to you. And we also meet once a year in person over a global event, which has a rotating attendance to ensure that there is diversity of perspectives. And we are also working with a few community champions to expand PEOF to serve specific regions. And that's what you see when you read PEOF Plus. So just in a couple of sentences to give you an introduction to PEOF. And I see we have quite a bit of diverse audiences here. So perhaps we can move to the next question, but I think we understood that we have very different people here. The second question that we would have for you is if this year you're planning to attend the PEOF in-person event, and I think, Mafa, you need to move to the next one. There you go. This is because if you are, we have a special breakout room for you that would help you understand how Synapse will be used over PEOF. If you're not attending PEOF in person this year, don't worry at all. PEOF is more than just an in-person event. We are going to continue co-create together virtually. And we are happy to share any other initiative that comes to mind. Unfortunately, the guest list for this year is almost at capacity. But we can note down any interest and we can make sure that we include you for next year. Perhaps I'm going to ask one of my colleagues to send our info@PEOF email in the chat. Feel free to shoot us a quick message there and we will record your interest. So interestingly here, and again, we have a few people that will attend, but also a few that won't. So diverse stakeholders over here. If you are attending PEOF, we advise to choose the room around the event management in Synapse later on in the session so that you will discover how Synapse will help you at PEOF this year. Next question that we have for you is, in general, we know you're all part of the patient engagement community. Sorry, let me address the question that is in the chat just so that we close the topic. For this year, William, the guest list is at capacity. Every year, we do cover specific stakeholders. Patients are the ones that are covered by PEOF. Then, of course, any specific case can be discussed. And so I hope that that helps clarify, but please do feel free to let us know via email if you're interested, and we're happy to register your interest for next year. So moving on, our next question for you is if and how much do you feel that you engage with the healthcare community? So, Mafa, if you can move to the next slide. Here, what we really would like to know is, do you feel that you co-create constantly with the rest of the patient engagement community? Do you feel that you manage to stay informed, but rarely then share your own initiatives or cannot find a place to share your initiative? Do you mostly work on your own and would like to understand how do you better connect? And I see we have a big group of co-creators in this session. Nice. That's very interesting to see how things are moving. And I see someone is also sharing how they sometimes work, but don't see others work, but don't necessarily engage. Very nice. Okay. Again, a big diversity in this question and in the people that we have in the room. Our last question for you, and then we will move on, is how much do you feel that you are actively contributing to the community? Which I'm going to assume for those that say I rarely share my own initiative is not going to be that high. But perhaps through this session, we can give you a chance to change that. So, Mafa, if you can pop the last question on the screen, we'll give a couple of seconds to everyone to reply, and then we move to the next slide. And I read in the chat a few comments in the meantime. We will make sure. Amy, thank you for sending the email. If you sent it this morning, our team has it on the radar, so no worries. We will get back to you. And I see that even here, a bit of diversity in terms of the contribution that you feel you give to the patient engagement and the healthcare community in general. Once again, the PEOF community might be familiar with co-creation and might be a bit more recurringly co-creating with others. But we are also happy to see that there are people that may not be that involved and would like to be more engaged. All right. So I think we can move to a brief introduction of Synapse so that we get to the meat of this meeting. So when sharing the possibility to attend this session, we asked a few questions. And of course, you might understand that these questions are indeed already giving you a quick idea of what you can do into Synapse. So Synapse is a platform that hosts different communities, especially within the healthcare space. Only in the patient engagement community, today we have more than 10,000 people that are active on Synapse, more than 2,900 organizations, all of them sharing resources and initiatives, including some of the initiatives that were awarded for patient engagement or for outcomes that they were able to bring concrete outcomes and societal impact that they were able to generate. So first thing first, Synapse is your digital tool to connect with the patient engagement community and with any other community. And it's a very wide and diverse network. The other piece that you can do through Synapse is access latest insights from the community, depending on what are your interests. So whether you are only focused on patient engagement, or you have an interest also in precision medicine, in women's health, in digital health, or any transversal topic, through Synapse, you can choose to select your own preferences, and this will allow you to access anything that is being shared by the different communities on the platform. Of course, the platform is really meant to be a way for all of you to interact with it. So you don't only access other people's content, but you also have a chance to share your work and help increase the patient engagement impact, community impact, by including initiatives, resources, events, or organizations that you're working on. So really, if we had to summarize, Synapse is a digital solution that is designed to connect different communities in a multidimensional network, and that supports connection and collaboration, and that helps you then advance your work to address societal issues. Now, what do we mean when we talk about multidimensional network? If you think about our society, even, we all do a lot of great things, but often we are fragmented. We are working in disconnected groups, and we lack a way to connect organically and share solutions and share ideas and initiatives. So the mission that Synapse has is to be that digital tool for the connection of different ecosystems and different communities, and to be that digital solution that helps you access a full One Health network. A One Health network where you can see people, you can see resources, you can see events, you can see organizations, and you can also look into more specific topics. So you could choose to go deeper into patient engagement, but you could also choose to go deeper into precision medicine, digital health, medtech, collective change, and more. Within then this huge ecosystem, you can also choose through Synapse to, let's say, wear a specific lens to explore your content. So over the next slide, you're just going to see a couple of those visuals. But in general, within Synapse, you're able to then filter content based on the country maybe that you're interested in. Let's say that I'm a patient champion in Belgium and I'd like to learn more from peers that are working in the same healthcare system. Then I can go on Synapse, I can filter through the network map the people that are active in Belgium and see who are peers here that I could potentially connect with. Let's say that I'm interested in someone and I would like to learn where do they work and who they interact with and see how do I connect with them. Then you can leverage connections on Synapse and see all of that. You could also choose to filter content depending on a specific condition. So let's say that you are a champion for ovarian cancer and you'd like to find other initiatives that are serving the same patient population. You can filter content in Synapse depending on the disease area that you're interested in. But this is a very standard explanation, let's say. I believe that best is shared by community members. And so we've asked for this session to bring here a couple of people that have been using Synapse over the past years. So I would invite first Robert Joyce to share a bit more with us around his experience using Synapse and why he finds it useful.
So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experience. When Synapse was first developed, I was looking forward to it with great anticipation because one of the things that we kind of struggle with in the patient community is connecting to the right people who are interested in the same things that we are. And Synapse is all about healthcare. It's all about patient engagement, patient involvement. And it's every stakeholder in that community that is there. So whether it's from the EMA or policy people or other patients or patient organizations, that's what I love about Synapse. And I've used it to connect to different people in the various activities that I do. One of the things that I really love is when you click on yourself, then you can link and you can actually see it on that picture there in front of you. It gives you a map of who you're connected to and all the steps that you can move to connect to those people. And that for me is really good because I may not know the right person to contact, but this will actually show me somebody who's in that particular area that I like. And even yesterday, I think one of the people who is on the call today connected with me, was a UPATI, is training with UPATI, and they've connected with me now. We can actually start a dialogue and hopefully we'll be able to share what we've learned from each other. And that's what it's about. It allows you to create these links and knowledge bases. I also use the resources on, say, for example, presentations that I've done before. One of the ones that I was really interested in was feedback loops within patient engagement. And so you have all the resources that went into that, the results of the various different workshops that happened, and the output from it. And then you can implement those in whatever your activities are. And for me now, moving into the future, I'm working on a project, hopefully that will be something that we're going to get the European Union to deal with. And I'm going to start creating that initiative on Synapse so that I can actually get more of the community to actually engage with this project and help me to push it a little bit further. So that's the potential of it. And it allows us to make those really strong connections. And it's not just one group. And that's so important. Pharma's there, academia's there, you've got regulators that are there. And that really, from a patient point of view, we find it difficult to get into these closed groups. But here it's all open to you. And so that to me is the great possibility. There's a lot of things I would love to be added into it. But I discussed them with the team, and hopefully we'll get some of those changed, even like a live link with LinkedIn, so that you can see what the community is posting on LinkedIn. And by using that, we can actually link the activity on LinkedIn, bring it into Synapse maybe, and then continue the discussion and make that engagement a little bit more real, a little bit more tangible. Because in LinkedIn, well, are they the person or not? In Synapse, they are the person because they were invited to be part of this, and you kind of know their credentials. So from my point of view, I like the platform. I think it's really great, and I use it all the time. And I encourage everyone to actually register, connect with people, accept the connections, right? And start those conversations.
Thank you
Now,
so much, Robert. I think, again, I've heard your testimonial, but I always find it very inspirational to hear and learn from you. So thank you once again for joining us. And now Nobutaka from Japan, and he has different hats, so I let him introduce himself.
Thank you very much. My name is Nobutaka Yagi. Well, I'm in Japan, and I live in the kind of area close to Tokyo. Well, thank you very much for kind of giving me opportunity to talk about my experience regarding Synapse. And as I mentioned, I'm in Japan, and Japan is far away from the rest of the world in a sense. But Synapse, to me, is a powerful tool for networking and engagement around the world. This gives out actually a lot of kind of resource. That means actually this is a good resource repository from my perspective. How I use this Synapse, first of all, I'm using it to find and connect with right people for my interests and activities. It really helps for building a global network. And since actually, it's not always easy from Japan to kind of connect people or in other parts of the world. But this Synapse makes me easy to connect someone whom I want to actually connect. In fact, when we talk about Japan, we also have a similar platform for connecting people, for actually engaging people. But this only works within Japan. One of the value we have in Synapse is really offering a distinct advantage through its global reaches. Secondly, I also use Synapse to stay updated to the latest information, latest topics and discussions in patient engagement globally. In Japan, since I'm sitting in Japan, and it's not always easy to get kind of all the information or the discussions or what happened in the world, what happened in Europe and the US. But Synapse really helps me to outreach those information, up-to-date information very quickly. And Synapse also helps me to gain access to well-organized, easy-to-understand information. If you actually go to other search engines, and we really have to think about what information we really need. But when we talk about Synapse really focus on patient engagement topics. That means we can easily get the patient engagement information topics, which is already actually well organized and systematically ordered. This is also what I see the value of Synapse. And of course, actually, Synapse give me a chance to be a part of global discussions when I actually find an interesting topic to be a part of the discussion. Lastly, Synapse actually give me the opportunity to share my work or my activities with an international audience. Again, it's not easy for me to kind of share what I did in Japan with kind of colleagues outside of beyond the border. Beyond the border means not only geographic border, but also therapeutic area or of stakeholders. We see in Synapse there are a lot of people with different hats. Again, and we can actually easily connect with those people, and we can actually even communicate with them. That means actually, well, when we need someone to be a part of, someone to help my work, to help my activities, or to actually, wants to have someone wants to have kind of insight, then we can discover potential partners for collaboration for those activities, for my interest. Those are really the value for Synapse. In fact, when we look at the people, initiatives, and resources within Synapse, vast majority of them are coming from US, coming from Europe. I would like to see more kind of resources, more people in other parts of the world, so that we can share more value or more insight all around the world. That's something I would like to expect for Synapse in near future. Thank you very much. And I will hand it over to Mafalda.
Thank you so much, Nobutaka. And this was a very inspiring way to get transitioned into. So we are going to start going back to actually this messaging that Nobutaka was bringing on Synapse as a community mapping and connecting tool. If you can go into the next slide, please. And how we're going to do this is that we'll make you sure to understand that you know how to get started with Synapse and that you understand how you can actually connect different communities through one personalized space for impact, and also that you're engaging your communities through Synapse. And all of these you can do there. Please, next slide. The truth is that Synapse is a community tool for different communities, right? Where we all come together. And as Narotaka was saying, we don't all fit in the same bucket, and some of you might use multiple hats. For example, I can be part of the precision medicine community. At the same time, I can be part of the patient engagement community. And Synapse comes to synergize as a place where we can navigate all of these communities. Please go to the next slide. So getting started with my Synapse, basically when you log in into my Synapse, you'll be able to see this personalized feed, and this is your personalized space. Wearing all of these different hats that we do every day, you'll be able to have access to a centralized space where you'll have access to your main information on precision medicine, on patient engagement, or your very much important interest that you want to be connected within different communities. And so here you can actually tailor also the content that you have. So when it comes to the My Signups, you can see your feed where you'll have all latest updates and trends on, let's say, in my case, precision medicine and patient engagement. Then you can also be part of different organizations, right? And in the next two tabs where you have my organization and my groups, this is a place where you can always make sure that you also connected every day to your organization, to your groups, continuing a conversation every day on many different topics. And then also your personalized space, your My Library, which is a place, let's say that you are navigating in the patient engagement ecosystem, patient engagement community in Synapse, and you want to read back to some of the very interesting resources that you found. You can always save it and go back to your My Library and your personalized tailor space, and you will be able to navigate all of the things that you've encountered in Synapse, as we have so many content that has been uploaded by all of these different communities daily. Another way that you can make sure that you are making the best of my Synapse is for sure making the best of Synapse is also to navigate through different ecosystems. And if you go to the next slide, you'll be able to see that you have a connect a connector, which is a community selector that will allow you quick cross navigation. So this way you can easily access signups for patient engagement, signups for women's health, for precision medicine, making sure that you always can come back to your personalized space, to your library, to your calendar, and have all the centralized information to advance and have the greater impact. Going into the next slides, engaging with different communities comes not only with what others have shared, but also being able to contribute to the community, as also Nabotaka was saying. And so a way you can do that is to make sure that you are also coming to signups and making sure that you are uploading your organizations, your initiatives, your event, resources, and your groups. All of these elements will allow you to engage and stay connected every day. And starting with in the next slide with with our organizations, where is a place where you can make sure to have a customized intranet and free intranet for your organization. It's a customized space, an organizational feeds, where you can also put all of your events and manage all of your events, as well as have a centralized hub for all of the resources that are important for your organization, and furthermore, as well, a space where you can create groups for continuous interaction. Going into the next slide, please. So, the next one. Yes. Another way that you can continuous this interaction, as I was saying, is through groups. So within the organization, you have your groups feature where you can continue to co-create and have a continuous interaction and within your intranet. So you can create discussions, share important resources to make sure that every day you are continuing the conversation, and you can do this as well, making sure that you get advanced with all of the signups features. So if you go to the next slide, please. Here you have different privacy settings. So let's say that within your organization, you are working in a working group and you want to have that group private. That's an option. And you can make sure that every day you can connect with these people, bring resources. You can manage all of your group members, invite more people to join that specific group, and making sure that this is still customized and that you can also have a hub where you can facilitate storage and knowledge sharing every day. Going into the next slide, please. Another way of keeping in touch and sharing good case practices is to describe your initiatives and highlight who's involved in signups. So by adding your initiatives, you'll be able to gather also frameworks and resources that will produce your initiatives and encode them and upload them into signups. And this will also give you a great visibility with more partners that can get involved and impact your initiative. And not only partners, we're talking about the broader community of healthcare champions that are always looking to make sure that they are up to date with the most recent projects and the most recent information that are being generated in this one healthcare network. Going into the next slide, please. Another way, as I was saying, that you can also make sure that you are adding to the community is by managing registration and share your event outcomes. So once your event is live on signups, this becomes visible to a broader signups community, and participants can see upcoming events, join discussions, and connect with peers to share their interests on the certain expertise. And so by hosting events on signups, you're not just sharing information, you're fostering collaboration and engagement. And so this is also a way to increase the visibility for your events, encourage network and connections, and also track engagement through registrations and also how are the metrics of your events. And of course, always after share all of your learnings and outcomes with the community to inform future initiatives and continuing feeding all the communities you are part of. As a good case practice is on the next slide, for example, today's session that we have uploaded into Synapse, that most of you have registered through Synapse, where you can, if you have a virtual session, you can go there and upload it, making sure that you will have all the speakers there, you have the description of the session, and that you also have the video conference link where can easily people access and join the conversation. And then, for example, if you have a person event, Synapse also can be your event app. And this is also something that we'll go deeper into one of our breakout rooms. Going into the next slide, please. And I think this is one of the last resources I would like to share with you, which is to add resources. Adding resources in Synapse is a way of strengthening the community by sharing tool, articles, resources, direct link through Synapse. So you can use the add resource option, and you can contribute with content such as blogs, digital tools, guidance documents, training materials, or any relevant resource. And why this matters is because sharing resources builds this collective knowledge that we are trying to bring into Synapse, and this also encourages collaboration and promotes transparency. And so when you navigate through Synapse, you will be able to always see different resources. You will see the upcoming resource, the most recent resources, and also be able to scroll a big library of very important knowledge that everyone has contributed to. And then going into the next slide, please. The truth is that all of this, as someone asked in the chat, this is actually available from your phone. So a way of having Synapse on your phone, you can. We have also sent it in your an email, and we can also send it on our output of the session, on the step-by-step of how to connect to the My Synapse app, and still be able to have always Synapse on your pockets and through your Android or your iPhone. And I think now we're going to the co-creation because we really want to hear from you. And I think that's also the most important part of what we are doing here today, because we are discussing a lot how it's important for us to come here all together and keep giving back to the community and making sure that we are sharing it with each other to advance our communities. So as a Synapse team, we want to do that with you. We want to make sure that we are gathering your insights to guide the evolution of Synapse features and ensure the platform meets real user needs. So if you want, you can go to the next slide, please. So yes, as I said, we're going to shape Synapse together. We are going to test and refine, which means that we'll make sure that we are having a moment of hands-on where you'll be able to explore upcoming Synapse features, also existent ones, and give feedback and improve usability for us to take back and make this community space even more special for you. And we'll make sure as well that you understand through the co-creation how you can better leverage Synapse as well. To the next slide, please. So these are our breakout rooms. We have and you can choose where to go. So we have our first one that is envisioning Synapse evolutions, and this one is about Synapse current features that you already have access to, and we will be going through My Synapse. And here you'll be able to explore the My Synapse feed. Then the second one, we will have the testing Synapse upcoming features, which is the features that are to come. And we want your input from you just as for now, so we can already take it and make it live in the best way possible. And then event management, that if you're attending PEOF face-to-face, we highly encourage you to join that breakout room for you to understand how to better leverage Synapse through the event. So I think now, Matt, you can make the breakout rooms, and everyone can choose where would you like to join. Maybe so in the meantime, while we were waiting for the breakout room, from the breakout room, any important highlights you would like to share?
I think I'll just share that I'm a bit guilty about not finishing my profile on Synapse. There's quite a lot of, no, I'm confessing now. There's a lot, it's loads and loads and loads and loads of information that's being asked. And so it was one of those kind of things. Okay, let me quickly get registered on Synapse. It's linked to your LinkedIn profile, so a whole bunch of stuff is dumped there, and then you forget about it. So I must confess that I really haven't used it as the way I'm supposed to. And I think now with this upcoming PEOF, I think I'll take it a bit more seriously. And especially as we now have this PEOF Plus Africa that we're pushing, so we need to really make sure that it's a tool, so it's useful to use it. I think it's the long and short of the story. No point reinventing the wheel if there's already a platform that we can use. Let's put it that way. So so I've confessed.
That's good to hear, Abigail. I will connect with you on Synapse after the session, and I will keep close
Fantastic.
eye on your profile.
Fantastic, thank you.
I'm happy to share a point that I think was quite relevant in our breakouts. So we were in the event management breakout, so except all the information that you would need to be able to find on the main page of the events. One thing that was raised actually by Abigail was a really good point is how do you actually educate people on making sure that they're actually accessing the platform, that you have that reflex that I want to see what are the upcoming events. You actually go to that platform and register for them. So like I know that we do a lot of promotion efforts and all, but how do you raise that awareness and educate users to actually, connect, finish their Synapse profile and do use it as like any other potential social media platform.
Indeed. And I think one of the reflections as well that we got from our room is also connected to what you were saying, that this facility of have a better understanding of the tool, and how everyone was sharing that a session like this has already been a big advancement on how this can be a starting point for us to use more Synapse. And so we are hoping to have more sessions like this and making sure that all of you join as a community so we can keep building this platform together. And I think now we're all back. Don't know, Ele, do you want to give any feedbacks from your breakout room, or?
I think, a feedback for us is we could actually make this session longer. We made this first trial a bit shorter because we didn't know how interesting it would be, but I've heard so much in so little that I think that's one of the pieces. A few things that we've heard is how important it is to leverage AI for accessibility. So in our plans, so spoiler for everyone, AI for translation to ensure that the platform is available in multiple languages. That will come. We also had insights around data. And one very important point that was brought up is how each one of you would like to see somehow your own content and would like to see things in a way that fits you best. And so we identified a few opportunities to customize your own page, entering a specific community to check exactly what you want to see. We'll bring it back to the development team and see what we can do. And we also got a few feedback on the new homepage that is upcoming for the different communities to help you see better what's new in the different community pages directly. So yeah, more to come soon.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think with this, Mafa, if you agree, we can let everyone go.
Indeed.
So I know you have one last slide with our contacts.
Yes, indeed. There you go, Matt is already on it. So yeah, indeed, if you want to continue the conversation, as I also highlighted in my breakout room, we're always happy to connect. So you can always reach out to Nerzi, our CTO, and also reach out to us at the Synapse support. And this comes with reflections like the ones we did in the breakout rooms today. So give us back some feedback, some things that you would like to see Synapse advancing. Or this comes as well with moments that you want to have with us to how can I leverage better this? And we are happy to join you over a call and make sure that you're taking the most out of out of out of Synapse. So yeah, we already took more 7 minutes than expected from you. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. A special thank you goes as well to Robert and to Nobutaka. And I think now, Nobutaka, you can go and rest. So thank you so much for joining us. And you have here the next PEOF virtual sessions that are coming up. We will also send the output of the session after, and we'll hopefully to keep connecting you in Synapse. Thank you a lot.